Garrett Hedlund, who played Neil, and Kristen Stewart, who played Lou Ann, Mary Lou, both had very strong attachments to their character before they came to the set to make the movie. Sam Riley, I'm not sure how close he was to Kerouac. I don't think he had quite as much connection as the other two did. Garrett Hedlund had grown up on a small farm in Minnesota, very much working class. Hit the road at a very early age to get excitement, went down to Mexico, actually led kind of a Cassidy-like life, and had read On the Road during that period and realized that he kind of identified with Neal Cassady. Very similar thing with Kristen Stewart, who, as you may know, became an actress very young. I mean, she was, 10 or 11. By the time she was 13, she was pretty much an established actress already. And it's very hard. She, for a kid that age, hadn't even started high school, she had to kind of hit the ground running. She had to really grow up very fast. And so she read On the Road, I think, at about 13, and she immediately seized upon the character of Lou Ann / Mary Lou as another young woman who hit the ground running. Lou Ann, the real Lou Ann, on whom Mary Lou was based, married Neal Cassady when she was 15 years old, the wildest man on earth, car thief, womanizer. Headed off to New York when she was 16, met all these great writers, Jack Kerouac, Allen Ginsberg. So, the real-life Lou Ann was also a young girl who had to grow up very fast. And when Kristen read On the Road, she saw this character and she thought, well, this is somebody like me. This is somebody that I could learn from, this character. And of course, later on, she learned that it was a real, based upon a real person. So, what I'm saying is that these actors came there with some interest in the characters. What they didn't understand was the era, because being, in their early 20s, the 60s were ancient history to them. They really, it's so different, and partly this era is so different because of Kerouac. The 50s were 40s, 50s, very sexually rigid. Drugs were forbidden. Alternate lifestyles were not tolerated. Because of Kerouac and the Beats, we live in I think in a much freer society, and more tolerant society. But so I had to the Beat Boot Camp was kind of a way to bring them into that era. And I played tapes, and I showed films, and I lectured, and sometimes I just hung out with them in the bar afterward. But it was all to try to bring I'm 63, and I wasn't a Beat, but I was, I guess, a post-Beat. I was a child of the 60s, the hippie era, but to try, and I've spent my life, immersing myself in Kerouac and the Beats, and have been a poet among the Beat writers. So with my knowledge and my feel for it, to try to give them a sense of what that era was all about. I think that's where I helped them the most.
Was there anything that they could not grasp? Was there anything that seemed just so odd from that era that you felt like they couldn't get it, or were they just quick studies and they got it?
Well, one of the things that I thought was really interesting, Lou Ann was, as I say in my book, One and Only, Lou Ann was kind of a pioneer of women's liberation in a way, because back in the 40s, she was exploring the concept that, a woman can love more than one man. I mean, I guess we've always had this thing of, the double standard where men could have a lot of different women, but the woman was always supposed to be faithful to one man. And Lou Ann did love Neal Cassady. She married him at 15. He was never faithful to her. He was, unfortunately, never faithful to any woman. The guy just had to have endless women in his life. But Lou Ann also, soon after, when she met Jack Kerouac, fell in love with Jack Kerouac. And before she knew it, she realized, I shouldn't have to choose. I really love both of these men. And so she was pioneering this aspect of, and then through her own expansion, she began to realize, I guess I need to tolerate Neal, because it's kind of a natural human thing to, in a way, want to love more than one person. So she was really pioneering a kind of a sexual freedom that didn't exist in the 40s, way before Betty Friedan and the Feminine Mystique and all that stuff. But the funny thing was that Kristen, when she read the script, and of course she had read On the Road, she said to me, well, how could she still love Neal when he was screwing all these other women, when he had all these other women? Kristen said to me, was Lou Ann just a chump, And so I was, it was kind of funny to me, because here's Kristen, a child of what we would think the modern sexually free age and so on. But she's asking me, how could this woman, how could she still love this guy when he was cheating on her all the time? And so I was the one that had to kind of try to explain to her that, well, no, she wasn't a chump. Luann, she basically made a decision. I love this guy. He's given me a lot. It was Neil that took this small town. Denver was a small town back in the 40s. Took this small town Denver girl to New York and showed her the world and introduced her to great artists and writers. He really expanded Luann's horizons. And so Luann felt like, well, he's done all this for me. I want to do something for him. I know he's not going to be faithful to me. I know he's going to cheat on me. But she kind of made, a conscious decision. She wasn't a chump. She just, he's giving me this. I'm going to give something back. I'll still be his girl. But she also said to him, okay, you're going to have other girls. I'm going to have other guys when I want them. Accept those terms or I don't come along. So I was trying to show Kristen, well, this was something she was consciously developing in foreign territory, because this kind of sexual freedom didn't exist back in the 40s. Luann was sort of in unknown territory, trying to forge something new. And so, rather than being a chump, I said this is a woman who was very courageous at the time. And eventually, Kristen came, and then Kristen also met with Luann's daughter. Luann had died just before the film began filming. I did work with. I knew Luann's daughter, Anne Marie Santos, and I worked with her on my book. That's why she has a co-author credit. Basically, she provided a lot of material about her mother. But I also brought Anne Marie Santos to the set so that Kristen could meet with Luann's daughter. Eventually, Kristen came to understand that this woman was kind of a sexual pioneer rather than being a chump. But it was interesting to me that it took Kristen a while to get to that, because you think, well, all these kids born today, they just sort of accept sexual freedom, but apparently that's not true.